Hi, how are you doing? So this is our very first sheet, which is our dashboard. So how does it work? Let me explain. This is the dashboard. That means this represents overall view of the personal finance sheet we are using. So we need to select the year from here. We have 2024, 2025, and 2026. Whichever year we will select, you will see that all of these charts will change on its own. We have a lot of charts here, and all of these data, which is income type, we have the expense type here, then we have our savings type, we have our savings goal here, and then obviously we have our charts here. All of these will change on its own. For example, these value, if I select year 2026, you will see that all of these values and the charts have been changed on its own. So first we have the income chart, which explains the budget versus the actual. If you click on any of the charts here, you will see that this is showing you a budget number. All right. And if I click here, this is showing you the actual amount of the total income. Again, similarly, if I click on any chart, I click here, this is going to show you the numbers. In case you want to see the numbers, you need to click on the charts. Click on the chart, place your cursor here, and you will see these numbers. All right. So this is how it is done. Moving forward, we have our income split here. That means if your total income for that particular year is this much, 8.3% is for expenses, and then 91.7% is your savings for that particular income, which is obviously going to change based on our inputs in our this budget and the actual sheet, which I'm going to explain a bit later on. Then we have our overall overview, which is our total income, expense, and savings. This is a total income, this is a total expense, this is a total savings. Moving forward, we have our splits for the income, expenses, and savings. For the income splits, we have our salary, which accounts for 28.6%, our Shopify store, our dividends, our interest, our others, and this is our expense split. If we click here, you will see that this is for rent, and the rent is this much. All right. And then we have our savings split. If we click here, this is the checking amount, and this is our savings account. If I'm going to change the year to be 2024, now if I move downwards, you will see that we have a lot of expense split here. We have our supplies, our maintenance or repair, our transportation, water, gas, electricity, and phone. If we click here and click on any number, this is going to show you the total of that particular expense type. So one major thing which I'm going to explain is how do we select these income types and everything. Go to the settings sheet. Here you need to edit or add expense, income, or savings type. For example, you can add up to these much expenses over the time. For example, for now I have added 6 income types. What you can do is you can add as more as you want, but do not leave any space here. For example, you can type ABC income type here. If I go back to the dashboard, you will see that I have now seen ABC income type here. Let's just keep it the same way I have made it. Then the expenses type, you can edit these expenses, or you can add the expenses of your own desire, own need. Then you have the savings type. You can add your savings type as much as you want. Then you have your savings goal, for which purpose you're going to save. Either it is a home deposit or car or student loan payoff or trip or iPhone. This is completely up to you. You can set different goals and you can mention their names here. Moving forward, we have the timings. That means you can use the same sheet for different years, for up to 3 years. All right. So this is our start date. Here you need to enter a start date here. Basically, for example, this is 1st January. If I add to be 1st Feb 2024, oh sorry, so the format is month, date, and year. That means if I add Feb 1st 2024, you will see that all of these dates have been changed on its own. This is the year start date and year end date based on the 12 months period, and this is your month start date and month end date up to 36 months here. So this is how this works. For now, let's just keep it 1st January. Moving forward, we have our budget here. You need to set your budgets here. Here I have provided a dropdown. We have the income type, and then we have our expense type, we have our savings type, a lot of rows here. We then have our savings goal here. So this is your budget where you need to set your budget amount. So you need to select the right amount here. For example, I have provided a drop down. You just need to select from the drop down. For example, just mention Shopify store, and in year 2026 you expect a 9,000 income coming from the Shopify store. So what I did is I entered a 9,000 here. This is now showing in your sum of 2026. The expense works in the same manner. Let me explain it a bit more. For example, we have our expense, which is rent. So our rent is going to be, say in December we are going to pay a 12,000 rent. So you will see this number is appearing here. We then have our savings type. For example, in our savings account, we are going to save in year 2025, which is the next year. In April, we are going to save 1250 $12,500. So this is, you can see, is summing up here. We have the first, we have all of the months here, and then we have a total sum of all of the months. Then our savings goal work in the same manner. We have a list here. For example, home deposit, you just need to mention the right amount here, and that's it. All right, moving forward, we have the actual amounts here. That means what was your actual salary. This works in the same manner, except that you need to enter the actual amounts here. You just need to enter the right amounts here. For example, the dividends, you did not account for it in the budget, but you got a 3,000 dividend in year one, which is 2024. So you see, this is how it works. And then similarly, you need to enter the expenses, and then you need to enter the savings, and then you need to enter your savings goal, like what was the actual amount you saved. So this is depicting in this dashboard. This is what was the budget, what was the salary, sorry, what was the actual, what is the difference, and what is the percentage of that completion, like how much was the variance, like how much goal did you achieve. If you set a budget of 96,000, you achieved $8,400, and what was the percentage of that. So this is showing your percentage. And if I select 2025, you will see all of these numbers will change. So this is how it works. And then the last sheet, which is the trends, these trends are showing how our incomes, expenses, and savings are have a trend during the months. So based on the year selected here, for example, if I select 2024, I go back to trends, you will see that this trend has been now changed. So this will change based on that dashboard. So if you click on any chart, you just need to select here. You can see that this is the budget income and 8,000. This is the actual income, which is 700. So this was the budget income, 9,300, and this is the actual income, which is 2,000. We have the income trends over months. Then we have our expense. Just click on the chart, click anywhere, just put the cursor. Do not click, just put the cursor, and you will just see what was the actual amount in that particular month. So this will be written on the chart. Then we have the savings here. Just click here, click on anything. For example, if I click here, this is my budget savings, and this is my actual savings, and this is my budget savings. So that's all. I hope you like it. If you like it, I would request you to please leave a feedback on my Fiverr profile as well. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye bye.